Yeah, I have started the stream. Am I live? Okay, got it, got it. Okay. Hi guys, how are you? I've solved the paper, guys. I like this is going to be the analysis for. Let me first check the screen. Let me just check the stream first. Yes. Okay, perfect. Am I live, guys? I hope I'm live. Yes. I can listen to myself. Perfect. So, yeah, I have solved the paper. Like, we will be solving 50 problems in this particular session. Like, I will be taking 50 problems, followed by 30 problems uh, by Chetan sir. Uh, See, like, I know all of you are literally shocked to see the GS paper. The GS paper was very lengthy. I have seen it. I have the remarks also of many of the learners, and literally, I am also shocked about it. When we saw the CSAT paper is largely in line with that. So first of all, we are going to see the analysis of it. Okay. So yeah, my name is Prashant Jain, All India Rank 42, JEE 2008. I am basically a JEE educator, but I also gave UPSC back in 2000 and like the prelims I gave in 2013. And I like at that time CSAT was a mandatory examination. I secured 194 marks out of 200, and like based on that experience, I am solving the CSAT paper. So see, like there were total 80 problems. Out of that, 32 problems were mathematics, which we call arithmetic. Then 24 problems were comprehension, reading comprehension, and this is this is a standard pattern of CSAT paper. Reasoning was 18 problems, and then communication were 6 problems. In total, these are the 50 problems which we will be solving. 33% is the qualifying criteria, 66 marks is what we need. So let's move forward. So what I saw is, like, if I talk about arithmetics, so yes, so these are reading comprehension. In fact, let me move to the section 4. Yes, 32 problems and time, speed, distance. 5 problems were of time, speed, distance. 4 problems were number system. 3 problems were number theory. 3 of linear equations. 2 of mixture and alligation. And 15 were others, basically covering all the remaining topics. All the remaining topics. Okay. So yeah, now I can see your chat. Okay. Yes. So what I saw, like all these questions, many of the problems had very lengthy calculation, very difficult to interpret, and that is why I can say, like in entirety, the like your experience must have been very shocking and very bad, I would say, right? So in the reasoning and communication part, 5 problems were of data sufficiency, 3 of logical puzzle, 2 were logical deduction, 2 were spatial reasoning, basically distances and all these things. Other reasoning 6 problems, communication 6 problems. So in total 50 problems we have discussed, we will be discussing, and like see, paper was arithmetic heavy. Like I said, 40% marks from numerical aptitude, and this 40% paper, if you were to do it completely, it would take you 2 hours. Believe me when I'm saying this thing. So what I'm trying to say is that this was a lengthy paper. The only sigh of relief is that you only needed 33% marks, that is 66. So getting 40 to 50 problems correct is something which like we will analyze, that which are those 40-50 problems which you could have done correctly. So see, like this is our result. All India Rank 1, Anuj Agnihotri, online classroom program, English medium, and then Ravi Raj, online classroom program, Hindi medium. Like our batches are starting soon. Like you can start your preparation 2027 and 2028. You can use my code. My code is PJ Live while taking the subscription. On all type of subscription, this code works. 16,000 plus 12-month extension. So the key benefits is basically this is a platform which is hugely loved by the UPSC aspirants. 109 CSE 2025 selections, GS plus CSAT plus test series, access to all batches and courses, mains test series with evaluation, one-to-one mentorship, dedicated doubt solving. This offer is ending in 99 hours. And this is like mains 2026 English batch. You can also join this. Like I said, For every course, you can use the code PJ Live, which is applicable on every subscription type. This is the code which you can use. Okay, and this is 1st June Elevate batch, which has modern history and geography, right? So let's see. So like the first problem which I saw was question number 8. Let's see this problem. This problem is partnership in capital. A, B, C enter into a business partnership. A invest 1/3 of the total capital for 1/3 of the tenure. B invest 1/4 of the total capital for 1/4 of the total duration. C invest the remaining capital for the whole duration. If the total profit is 17,000, then what is the share of C? The answer is A. Now let me show you the brief working about it. See, how do we do it? A invested 1/3 of the capital for 1/3 of the time. B invested 1/4 of the capital for 1/4 of the time. C, now that we will see, but he invested for the whole duration. Right? Now, what is the capital invested by C? We will get it by simply this. Right? This is the proportion. This is largely a problem of ratio and proportion. So 1 minus 1/3 minus 1/4, we will get 5/12. Right? And the effective share now is 1/9, 1/16, 5/12. And this is where it gets interesting. If you convert each and everything in the same denominator. So basically, if you see the LCM of these three is 144, then you can convert these fractions like this. Okay. And then this becomes their proportion. 16:9:60. If you add them up, these are 85 parts. Out of the 85 parts, 60 parts are with C, and this is your total profit sharing. So 12,000 is the correct answer for this problem. You can write plus 2.5. You can write plus 2.5 if you have got this correctly. You can write plus 2.5 if you have got this correctly. Okay? Okay. Just a second. Got it. Perfect. Let's move forward. A vessel contains 10 liters of chemical A. 1 liter of chemical A is removed and replaced with 1 liter of chemical B. Next, 1 liter of the resulting mixture is removed and replaced with 1 liter of chemical B. The operation is repeated once more. What is the approximate percentage of chemical B in the final mixture? Now, what is happening is, in the first iteration, right, I had 10 liters and 0 liters of B. Then I had 9 liters of A and 1 liter of B. I removed 1 liter of this mixture and then added 1 liter of B. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now, when you remove 1 liter from this mixture, since this particular ratio is 9:1, you will get 8.1 of A and 0.9 of B, because they will also be removed in the same proportion. Basically, their proportion will remain same. So see, like it is 9:1 here, 9:1 will remain intact here. Now you are adding 1 here. Okay. So now you have 8.1 of here, 1.9 here. Got it? So this is your mixture now. And now you are removing 1 liter again. So it will be removed in this proportion, right? So 1 liter into 81/100. So basically you will remove 0.81, and if you subtract 0.1 from this, you will get 7.29. So now, and then you are adding 1 liter. So you have this of B. So this becomes your answer. I found this particularly very confusing because like I also took around 2 minutes to solve this problem. In my opinion, this is a tough problem, and majority of the learners would have skipped it because it's very confusing to understand. It was very confusing to understand. I hope you are getting my point. Next up, problem number 10. A delivery boy earns ₹5 for every successful delivery and additionally ₹2 per kilometer traveled for the day. He wants to earn more than 500 in a day, keeping his total distance travel less than or equal to 100 km. Which of the following number of deliveries will safely ensure his target? Now the problem is, in this entire problem, they are not telling us how many kilometers will he travel. Just imagine that he is delivering 100 orders in a single row, 100 orders, and he is barely moving 1 kilometers in total. Then he will get 100 deliveries into 500 rupees. Plus just assume that he has traveled 1 kilometer, then he will get 2 more, 502 rupees. Right? So if he delivers more than 100 orders, it is certain that he will earn 500 rupees or more. But all the options are less than 100. And that is why we will say insufficient data to determine. My opinion, again, in the exam environment, marking the answer D, we will always think that we are inadequate to answer this problem. The data is sufficient. The data may be sufficient. But in the past exams, in the past years also, we have seen many problems resulting in the answer insufficient data cannot be determined like this. Right? So in my opinion, the answer, in fact, the answer should be correct only. But this is also a relatively tough problem. Okay. Now this was an easier one. Alloy P contains copper and zinc in the ratio 1:4, basically 20% copper. So copper and zinc. Alloy P. So 20% copper, 80% zinc. Alloy Q contains in the ratio 60% copper and 40% zinc. In what ratio should P and Q, alloy Q, be mixed together to obtain a new alloy R, which contains equal components of copper and zinc? So, see, basically, we can see that here the difference is very large between copper and zinc. Now, how I did basically is, and this is somewhat like I call it number sense, right? See, like the difference here is plus 20, and here the difference is minus 60, right? So this is the ratio. Getting my point? So like to complete this much level of, like to cover this deficit, I have to use this liquid thrice so that this plus 20 can become 60 and this minus 60 and this plus 60 can neutralize. So the answer is 1:3. So this is the shortcut of the problems which involve mixtures. So like in mathematics, we call them mixtures and alligations, right? So this is how to approach it. This is one way to approach it. This was a shortcut which I have just discussed. Okay, and this was a doable problem. Let A be a 2-digit number with distinct non-zero digits. Let B be the number obtained by reversing the digits of A. If the difference A minus B is a positive multiple of 27, where A is greater than B, how many such possible 2-digit numbers of A exist? This is a very interesting problem. Now, you need to understand this thing, that A is a 2-digit number with distinct non-zero digit. This is a very important aspect of it, right? See, the difference A minus B is either 27 or 54 or 81, right? Now, one thing to understand here is that this is again, like I can say, this is again a shortcut type of thing. You just have to divide everything by 9. Okay. Now, what am I getting? What am I getting? This is the difference in digits. So, for example, if you have 14 as one number and 41 as the other number, the subtraction is always 27, right? So, what I'm saying is that if the difference between these two digits is 3, the difference between the number and its reverse is going to be 3 times 9. If the difference is 6. So 6 times 9 is 54. So this is what we have to think. This is what we have to think. Now what are these numbers? So corresponding to this, I will have these numbers. So what am I seeing? The difference between the digit has to be 3. 63, 74, 87, that's it. That's it. Just a second, 85, my bad. 85. And then 96. Basically, we have to use non-zero digit. Otherwise, the next number becomes 07, which is not applicable here. For 54, I can have 71, 82, 93. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is the correct answer. 9 is going to be the correct answer. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense to you all? This was question number 16. Right? This was question number 16. Okay. Now, the average weight of group of 20 students is calculated as 60 kg. Later, it was discovered that one student weight was misread. Just a second. Question number 17. I don't think question number 17 is this. Yes, the question is incorrect here. I can see. Just a second. Yes. The question is incorrect. Yeah, question number 17. The question number 17, let me check the question number 17. Yes. The question number 17 is this. 0 is, so question number 16 was, 0 is encoded as ASDN. 0 is encoded as ASDN, ADSN, right? What is the encoding of stop? Stop. So now, see, what is the next if we consider alphabets in cyclic order? So basically, we are starting from A, then finishing at Z, and then again starting at A, then Z. A is the next from Z. E is the previous, S is the next, N is the previous. So here, what is next from S? T. What is previous? This. Then next, OP. Previous, TSPO. So TSPO is going to be the correct answer for problem number 17. TSPO is going to be the correct answer for problem number 17. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Now let's move on to the next problem. This was an easier one, in my opinion, reasoning one. A rectangular floor pathway measuring 3 feet by 100 feet needs to be perfectly tiled. There are 3 types of tiles available, 3 by 3, 3 by 7, 3 by 11. And X be the maximum number of tiles needed, and Y be the minimum number of tiles needed to complete the pathway without breaking any tile. Find value of X minus Y. Now let's see here. Essentially, you just see, this is your rectangle. The total length is 100. Now, just ignore this. So basically, your length is getting covered by either a 3-inch tile, 7-inch tile, 7-foot tile, 3-foot tile, 7-foot tile, or 11-foot tile. So let's assume that you are using A tiles of 3 length, B tiles of 7 length, and C tiles of 11 length. So this is what you have to solve. See, and it will have infinite solutions. It will have not infinite solution, to be honest. It will have few solutions. Now just imagine if I have to minimize it. If I have to minimize the use of number of tiles, then I have to increase the value of C. So if I take value of C as 9, my 99 feet are covered, but then I have to break one tile, which is not possible. So this case is discarded. Next up, we will use 8 tiles. So once we have used 8 tiles of 11 feet, I have the remaining equation as 3A plus 7B. Now 88 feet, the length 88 feet is already tiled by these 8 tiles. So just remove that 88 from here, and then you can simply either you can use 0 tiles here and 4 tiles here, or you can use that is it. This is the only thing you can do. This is the only possibility. So in total, you are using 12 tiles here. And next is easy. If you want to maximize the number of tiles, then you have to increase it, right? So just use 31 tiles of this plus 1 tile of this. So 32 is the maximum tile, 12 is the minimum tile. The answer is 20. In my opinion, this is also a very difficult problem. In my opinion, this is also a very difficult problem. See, and the options were 20, 12, 7 and 10. And since we have got the maximum answer, we have got the maximum answer, all other options are anyway not possible. This is a difficult problem because essentially we are solving 3 variables in only single equation. And that is what makes it a difficult problem. And like for engineering learners, it may be an easy one, but for non-engineering learner, non-mathematical background learner, it is going to be a tough problem, in my opinion. Right? Good evening, Ravneet. Perfect. Okay. Now, question number 19, problem number 19. Yes. A train covers a total journey of 800 km. A minor accident causes its speed to drop to 1/2 of its original value, and a subsequent mechanical defect drops its speed to 1/4 of its original value. Now, what is happening is, in the case A, 200 km, it is moving at the speed of u, and after 200 km, it is moving 400 kilometers after the accident. The accident will reduce its speed to u/2. The remaining 200, it is covering after 600 kilometers, basically 200 plus 400, 600 kilometers. A defect is occurring. Now, the language says that the speeds of the existing speed, if there is a mechanical defect, the speed becomes 1/4 of the existing speed. So this is the existing speed now. Don't do the silly mistake here. So now it becomes u/8, 1/4 of this. This is time in A scenario. Now in case B, what is happening is 200 kilometers, it is moving normally. After 200, the defect is occurring, which means its speeds will be 1/4 of the original speed, that is u. And then the accident is occurring. The accident occurs 400 kilometers. This takes 4 hours more. 4 hours more. It is written. Again, u/8. So basically, you just have to subtract these equations. So 4 here. If you see, this factor is getting cancelled. This factor is getting cancelled. So what are you getting? 1600 by u minus 800 by u. So this is 800 by u equals 4. So your u becomes 200 kilometers per hour, which is option number C. Which is option number C. Right? Which is option number C. Now, this was written in 6 lines. Like I have basically narrated it in such a sense that it is very easy to understand. But the original problem was not like this. It was written in 6-7 lines and was very difficult to comprehend. And that is why I'm still saying that the paper was really tough in terms of language and in terms of arithmetic. Both. It was tough yes. In my opinion, the overall cutoff should decrease. See, like it was having the upward trend from 2023 to 2024 to 2025. It was increasing continuously. This time it should decrease, in my opinion. Okay. Now, problem number 20. 5 candidates are evaluated across 3 performance components, weighed 20%, 30%, 50% respectively. If exactly 3 candidates are to be shortlisted based on the highest overall score, what is the minimum cutoff score required? Right? What is the minimum cutoff required? Now see, 20%, 30%, 50%. So into 0.2, into 0.3, into 0.5. This is what the score will become. So this is 1. 1 plus 1.2 is 2.2. 2.2 plus 3 is 5.2. This becomes 5.2. Now this calculation I am going to do everywhere. 0.8, 1.8, 2.6, 2.6, 5.1. Again here, 0.6, 0.6 plus 0.6 is this, and then 5.2 again. So 9 into 0.2 is 1.8, 1.8 into 1.2 is 3, and 1.5 is 4.5, 1.6, and then 2.4, 4, just a second, or this 1.6, 1.6 plus 2.4 is 5, and then this becomes 5. So just see, if you take the cutoff as 5.1, you will get 3 learners, right? And that is what was asked. So 5.1 is the correct answer. If exactly 3 candidates are to be shortlisted based on the highest overall score, what is the minimum cutoff score? So 5.1 is going to be the score. If you keep the cutoff as 5, then you will have 4 learners getting selected. You will have 4 learners getting selected, right? So 5.1 is the correct answer. 5.1 is the correct answer. Okay. Now problem number 21. You are given 7 identical looking cubes. Out of these 6 cubes have exactly equal weight, while one cube is slightly lighter than the others. What is the minimum number of weighing attempts required using a classic simple 2-pan balance scale to identify the lighter cube with absolute certainty? Right? So this is called a binary problem, in which you divide 3 weights here and 3 weights here. If this balances, then all 6 cubes are fair, basically of equal weight, and one remaining cube will be the defective one. Okay. But if this is heavier than this means defective lies here. So again, you will keep one cube here, one cube here. If this is equal, then the remaining one is lighter and hence defective. If this is heavier, then this is light. If this is heavier, then this is light. So in this attempt, you will be, with certainty, you will be able to find that which cube is actually defective. So your answer is 2 in 2 attempts. So in first attempt, you are taking 3 and 3. In another attempt, you are taking 1 and 1. Okay. So with absolute certainty, you will be able to know. Right? With absolute certainty, you will be able to know. Now, next problem. Problem number 26. Problem number 26. Let's look at it very, very carefully. A person facing east travels 4 kilometers straight east. So this is like north, east, west, south. A person starts walking from the point towards east direction and travels 4 kilometers. Then he takes a right turn. Right turn is this, and walks 3 kilometers. He then takes a left turn and walks 2 kilometers. Finally, he turns left again and travels 3 kilometers. Right? What is his net straight line distance and final direction relative to starting point? This is his starting point. So he is 6 kilometers east. Right? So 6 kilometers east is the correct answer. This was again a very, very doable problem for all type of learners. This is a very doable problem for all type of learners. Right? Right? Got it. Perfect. Problem number 27. Consider a sequence where each term starting from the third term is sum of its 2 immediately preceding terms. This is a Fibonacci sequence. If the first term is 4 and second is 7, then the next ones are just addition of these 2, then addition of these 2, then addition of these 2, then addition of these 2. What will be the 6th term? So 6th term is 47. It is basically a Fibonacci sequence, right? Let's move on. This was easy one again. How many distinct 4-digit numbers can be formed using the non-zero digits such that the digits are strictly in ascending order from left to right? I did not see this problem. Let me see. Oh yes, this is a different problem I am having. So the problem was essentially this is not the problem. I think there is some typing mistake. The problem is the ratio of male to female worker in 2 companies. So there is one company in which male to female ratio was 13:10. In B company, the ratio was 7:5. I think, let me check, or 5:7. 7:5, right? And then what it was saying is that let's assume I have X employees here and Y employees here. So the females were same here. In both the companies, females are same. So how am I getting this 10x plus 23, right? So in this, always you just have to see that the ratio 13:10 is to be added. So 13 plus 10 is 23. The number of employees here are divided in 23 parts. Out of that, 10 parts are female, 13 parts are male. So in total, there are 23 parts. 10 parts are female out of 23. Here, 5 parts are female out of 12. And the number of female workers are exactly the same. So then they asked, what is ratio of X is to Y? This is 23:24. This is the answer. And this was given in the option. I saw it. This is a doable problem. This is a simple one. Right? I'm trying to give you very innovative problems. Now, this was a statement problem. For two distinct positive integers, it is given that HCF into LCM, one of the distinct numbers into cube. So, see, what is happening here is basically one number is A and one number is A square. This is the thing. The square is mandatory here because of a very simple property of HCF and LCM of two numbers. The product of HCF and LCM is equal to the product of the two numbers. So HCF into LCM is equal to like one of the distinct numbers cube. This is given. So one number has to be A, another number has to be A square, right? Or it can be 1 or A cube as well, right? 1 and A cube also. So let me see the condition what is given here. If the product of HCF two distinct numbers is the cube of one of the numbers, it is given that it is product of cube of the one of the numbers. So basically A cube, and then it has to be this. So this is HCF. So this is one number and this is another number. So HCF will be A, LCM will be A square, A into A square. So see, the difference between the two numbers is this, which is basically product of two consecutive number, and it will be an even integer. Product of two consecutive number is always integer because one of them will be even. Then one of the numbers must be a perfect square, which we are getting. So this is also correct. So both these statements are correct. Both 1 and 2 are correct in this problem. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Let me check that again. What you are saying is, a person starts walking from a point towards the east direction and travels 4 kilometers. Then he takes a right turn and walks for 3 kilometers. Left turn and walks 2 kilometers. Finally, he does. What is the net straight line distance and final direction relative to his starting point? How come it is north? It is like, see, this is starting point. This is the total trajectory. So this has to be 6 kilometers east only. This has to be 6, right? Isn't it? Isn't it? Problem number 26. A person facing east travels 4 kilometers straight line. The minimum distance between the final point and the person is facing. Oh, yes. I got your point. Actually, the person is facing here. That is what you are saying. Yes, it will be north only. Correct. Correct. I thought relative to starting point. Yes. The answer will be 6 kilometers north. Yes. The answer will be 6 kilometers north. Because what is the net straight line distance and final direction? This will see, like, the question is written wrong here. The final direction in which he is facing. So he is facing north. Yes, that is correct. He is facing north. Yes, this is correct. So he is facing north. Okay, let's move on. A 4-digit positive number of the configuration is exactly divisible by 11. Problem number 30. Problem number 30. Right? Okay. So the number was 4x 5y 790 and it is divisible by 11. So what is the remainder obtained when the expression x plus y is divided by 11? Now what is happening here is, see, like, what is the divisibility rule? It says that sum of digits at the odd places. What is the sum? 4 plus 5 plus 7. What is it? This is essentially 16. And then sum of digits at even places. Right? If you take the difference of them, it should be divisible by 11. So x plus y plus 9 should be of the type this. X plus y plus, like if you see here, it is minus 7. This is 11q. And then one of the solution is this. Right? So this will give 7 as remainder. Again, this is in my opinion, it is a problem which, if you do not know the divisibility rule of 11, then you will not be able to do. And so this problem is highly biased towards the engineering background learners. Right? 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 CSAT was doable, yes. That is what, this problem was extremely tough. Now this problem was extremely tough. I thought it to be very tough. So the speed of sound in air is 300 meters per second. A monitoring drone is traveling at a speed of 30 meters per second. The drone transmits radio pictures of a ground explosion which are received by command base station at exactly 5 to and 5 p.m. respectively. What is the precise time did the ground explosion originally occur? So now what was the problem here? See, this was the spot. This was the station, right? So what happened? That the explosion happened. It took, so like let's assume the distance is d upon 300 meter per second time for the sound to travel. Like this is the amount of time which will be required for the sound to travel. Then as soon as the station people heard the sound, a drone went here with speed 30 meters per second and clicked a picture. This picture was received at 5:02. Then another drone went and shared the picture at 5:05. This means, and immediately, it was written that immediately after the first picture was received, second drone started moving. So this means that 3 minutes or 180 seconds is the total amount of time required by drone to travel this distance at the speed of 30 meters per second. This gives me 5,400 meters and this gives me 18 seconds for sound to travel. Now just imagine, this drone would have taken 3 minutes to travel from here to here, as this drone also took this much time. So the explosion must have happened 3 minutes prior to this, that is 4:59. And this is also not the explosion time. This is the time at which this station picked up the sound, and then sound traveled 18 seconds for 18 seconds. So you have to subtract 18 seconds from this, and that is how you get 42, this one. So very tough problem, because see, like, it requires a knowledge of physics also. It requires a knowledge that light travels much faster than the sound. This is a very particular problem, and that is why I guess they have given this problem. You should have skipped it. You should have skipped this particular problem. Right? 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 Okay. Now, what is the specific unit digit at the units place of the product resulting from the given? mathematical expression. Now this is a problem of cyclicity, unit digit cyclicity. If you see, all powers of 6 will result in 6. We just have to see the unit digit. Now for this, what we do, we always check its remainder upon division by 4. So the remainder will be 3, right? And then simply just do 7 to the power 3, that is 343. And what is the unit digit? 3. So 6 times 3 is 18. So unit digit is 8. This is the simple logic. I guess this is a very easily doable problem of cyclicity. HCF, LCMs, unit digit cyclicity, divisibility, all these things are very regular in CSAT papers. Every year, one of these things is occurring. So I don't think it was something very undoable. Okay. Okay. Good. A person's salary increases by 12%. In this recession, this is a huge sigh of relief. And his monthly expenditure increased by 10%. Initially, he saved exactly 10% of the total monthly income. What is the net percentage change in his monthly savings? This is a very important thing. So just imagine that he was getting 100, expenditure was 90, saving was 10. Now, 12% increase means he got 112 here. His expenditure increased by 10%, which means 99 here. So his saving was 13 now. So his saving increased from 10 to 13. This is a 30% increase. This is a 30% increase. So it increased by 30%, right? It increased by 30%. So this question was doable. We are seeing alternate problems. One is tough, one is easy, one is tough, one is easy. And that is the sense of this paper. You just had to select, you need to actually do 33, like you need 66 marks for your paper 1 to get evaluated. And I think this paper gave you the opportunity, right? But I am seeing a psychological phenomena here. After first paper, many of the learners would have a very low confidence because the paper was very tough. They must have panicked, and in that panic, they can actually, they may have attempted this paper in very low confidence, and this can result in disastrous result. But overall, the paper was easier. This particular paper was at par of the 2025 level. Now, P has children who are son and daughter, right? This is a blood relation problem. So P has a son and daughter, right? S is mother of T. S is mother of T. We will see to it. S is married to R as a spouse. Q and R are children of P. Now, this is good. Q and R are children of P, right? S is mother of T. S is married to R as a spouse. And S is mother. So this has to be a boy. This has to be a girl, right? Because he had a son and a daughter. And S is mother of T. Q and R are children of P. Based on this relation, how is Q related to S? Q is related to S. So sister of S husband, right? Right? Q is sister of R and R is husband of S. So this is the correct answer, right? So this is a problem in which basically language is required. If you are able to interpret this very quickly, then you will be able to get it. Otherwise, this may be a confusing thing, right? This may be a confusing thing. No, it was written, 2-digit number was written in the paper, I saw. How many 3-digit whole number exists such that numbers can be expressed in an integral power of 2? This was a very simple problem. 128, 256, 512, right? These are the only 3 integral powers of 2 which are 3-digit numbers. So 3 was the correct answer. 3 was the correct answer. This was easy one. Now, this is something called syllogism. We represent it with Venn diagrams. Now, what is written? Every red is the blue. Every blue is green. Every green is yellow, right? So this is the thing. Now we have to pass judgment to these statements. Some blue colors are yellow. Some blue colors are yellow. Yes. Every red color is green. Every red color is green. Yes. Every red color is yellow. Yes. All PQR are correct in this. All PQR are correct in this. Problem number 38. Problem number 38. All PQR are correct in this. All PQR are correct in this. Right? Then problem number 39. How many times does the specific digit 5 appears when writing down all the positive 2-digit numbers from 10 to 99? So see, from 15 till 95, you will have it 9 times. In fact, 10 times. Right? Because you will have 55 also, in which 5 will occur twice. And then from 50 to 59, you will have 10 times. But you have already counted this number once. So 9. So 10 plus 9 is 19 times. 19 times you are going to have 5 as a digit. 19 times you are going to have 5 as a digit. Okay. Okay. Problem number 40. Two cyclists X and Y travel. Now, if you had seen my session on UPSC English, I specifically covered the concept of this problem, and I told you that one of the problem will come which has relative speed as one concept. So two cyclists X and Y travel a total route of 6 km each. First 1 kilometer at 5 km per hour, right? Next 2 at 10 and final 3 at 4, right? This is the total time taken by cyclist X. Cyclist Y took this much time. Same logic, right? Right? If both start simultaneously at the same moment, how many minutes earlier Y completes? So basically, see, like we just have to subtract this time, right? This is the exact answer. So you are saying this and this gets cancelled. 1 by 5 minus 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 minus 3 by 5. Right? So this becomes, if you just take 20 as LCM, this becomes 4, this becomes 5, this becomes 15, this becomes 12. Eventually, you will get 2 by 20 as the correct answer. 1 by 10. 1 by 10 hours, so 6 minutes. 1 by 10 hours means 6 minutes, right? No, I have counted twice. See, like in 55, I have counted twice, right? So see, like first of all, I added these numbers. So these were 9 numbers, right? And then since I counted 5 only once here, because I was counting just the number of numbers, I added 1 extra here, right? So that is how it became 10. So 6 minutes is the correct answer of the problem number 40, right? So Y finishes 6 minutes earlier. Okay. Then 43 problems. Position 1 to 5 are assigned at under constraint. P is at 4. P is at 4. Q cannot be at 5. So like I am writing cannot be positions here. R is at 1. S cannot be at 2. T cannot be at 3. So in JEE mathematics, we have a problem, we have a type of problem known as derangement. So this is a problem of derangement, right? And then, so see, like Q can have only 2 as a position or 3 as a position. So these are the possible scenarios I am writing here. Possible scenarios, right? These are the possible scenarios. So if you have 2 here and 3 here, then S and T will be like this. And if you have 3 here, then you will have 5 here and 2 here. So these are the 2 possible combinations. Now what is written here? If S is assigned to 3, then T must be assigned a position 2. So T is assigned a position number 2. No, this is incorrect, because in that case, T is having position number 5. If Q is assigned position 3, then we are talking about this possibility. Then what is the T? T is assigned to position 5. This is also incorrect, because T will be assigned position number 2. So neither 1 nor 2. This is a difficult one. Again, this is a difficult one, because like very few people will be able to understand this thing, that like these two are the only possibilities. This is a derangement problem, a very famous JEE problem. See, let me for all of you, let me write all these numbers, right? 15, 25, 35, 45, 55. I am writing 55 twice, so that you can count it twice. 55, right? Then, and 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 56, 57, 58, 59, 65, 75, 85, 95. Just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 19 times. Have faith. Okay. So now rod P has. Now this was a highly skippable problem. I'm just simply going to write the answer, because like this was a very lengthy one. I also solved it, and it was a very lengthy one. This was neither 1 or 2. Like majority of the learners must have skipped it. Even engineering learners. 5 years ago, the ratio of this is not the problem. This is incorrect problem. Yes. 7% A, B, C, D, E, F, G travel by cars X, Y, Z. So this was the problem, that there are 7 people who are traveling by cars X, Y, Z. Just see how I am assigning all these things, right? Then A and 2 other travel by X. So A and this. Okay. Only E travels with G. C travels by Z. So then see, like E travels with G. Only E travels with G. Only E travels with G means G and E are 2 people in a car. Right? So they have to be in Y. Then besides A and B do not travel in the same car. Z does not travel by Y. So B has to be here. Then A, B, C, D, F. So this is the arrangement. Based on the statements written, these are the arrangements. Then what are the options? No one travels alone. This is correct. Only D travels with F. This is incorrect. Right? Only D. No, see, like it was written D travels with F, and then only C travels with B. So all the statements were correct. All the statements were correct in this. Right? All the statements were correct. So because it was written B travels with C, B is traveling with C, D travels with F, this is also correct. Right? All the statements are correct. You have missed 05. Guys, it was written here. It was written here. How many, when writing down all the positive 2-digit numbers, 2-digit whole numbers, right? 10 to 99. How can you take 05? 05 is a single digit number. Right? Isha Gupta. Please look at the problem very, very carefully. When you become future leader also, then also you will have to look at the documents very carefully, right? Now, conditional terms. If X is incorrect, now how do we see, like this is based on a very simple thing. Not of X implies not of Z. This implies if X is incorrect, then Z is incorrect. This means if Z is correct, then X is also correct. If Y is incorrect, then W is correct. This means if W is incorrect, then Y is correct. If W is correct, then X is incorrect. This means if X is correct, then W is incorrect. Right? Now, based on these two, I can say X implies Y, right? So, see, if X is correct, Y is correct. This is correct. If Z is correct, then Y is correct. If Z is correct, then X is correct. If X is correct, then Y is correct, right? You can see here, right? So, both the statements are correct. Both the statements are correct, right? Right? Let me see the problem. Just a second. In the traveling problem, let me just see the traveling problem, right? Who was traveling with how many people? Let me see. Only D travels with F. No, that is incorrect. Yes, you are correct. In this thing, you are correct. Because I had a very different option, right? I had a very different options here. Only D does not travel with F. Only D does not travel with F. They are traveling with A. This is correct. So, which statement is this? This is statement 2. So, statement 2 is incorrect. So, 1 and 3 are correct. 1 and 3 are correct. 1 and 3 are correct, guys, in this. See, I had it written very wrong. The paper in which, see, I got the typed paper. In that, I got D and F are traveling together. Only term was missing. If only term is there, then this is incorrect. Only D is traveling with F, it is incorrect because they are traveling with A also. So that is, you people are correct in that. In question number 46, both 1 and 2 are correct. In question 46, both 1 and 2 are correct. Right? Right? So now, X and Y start tracking a circular path together. X completes 7 rounds in the time, Y completes 5. So their speeds are in ratio 7:5. After completing 7 rounds, Y reverses direction and doubles its speed. If X maintains speed X stops after finishing 21 rounds. How many total crossings occur between them? I told you specifically in that session of mine on IAS English that these problems are to be avoided because these are very lengthy problems, right? These are very lengthy problems. Okay. Okay. So now let's solve this. 7:5 is written in the initial phase. So let's do phase 1 when both of them are in same direction. So let's assume this is the speed of X, this is the speed of Y. So relative speed is U, right? So 7/7U. X is completing 7 rounds in 7U with 7U speed. So this is the total time taken by them, right? Now just see. What I have done here is that X, I have made Y stationary. I have made Y stationary. So when I have stopped Y, the relative speed gets to 2U. Y is stationary here, he is sitting here. So then in 1/U time, with the relative speed 2U, X will travel twice. X will travel 2 rounds. So see, X comes here and then again comes here, 2 rounds. So he will meet Y twice. So in this first phase, they will meet 2 times. In this first phase, they will meet 2 times. Right? They will meet 2 times. Okay? They will meet 2 times. Okay? Now, phase 1 twice. Okay? Now in phase 2, right? This guy is moving at a speed of 7U and this guy is moving at a speed of 10U. So now you will make X as a stationary. So your relative speed is 3U now. Right? Right? Now, your X is stationary. First of all, it completed 14 rounds more with 7U speed, means now it is taking 2U times. Right? Right? In fact, now their speeds are getting added because they are both they are moving together. So their relative speed. In the opposite, see like when they are moving opposite direction, their speed gets added, relative speed. So the relative speed now becomes 17u. So into 17. So this means we have to skip the first one because we have already counted it here. Now the y is moving 34 times. So it will meet x 34 times before the end. No, sorry, 34 including the end. So 33 before the end, right? So in total, 35 is the correct answer. 35 is the correct answer, right? 35 is the correct answer. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? 35 is the correct answer, right? Now, the student scores a net of 69 marks in an exam under a scheme of +5 for correct, -2 for incorrect. If the scheme had been +4 for correct, -1 for incorrect, the student would have scored 84 marks. So let's assume he scored x correctly. So he got 5x marks and then y incorrectly. So this is 69 and then 4x minus y is 84, right? So I can write this equation as this. If I subtract these two, 3x becomes 99 and my x becomes 33. So 33 problems this particular learner has answered correctly. Now just put this here. So the y becomes 132 minus 84. This becomes 48. So 48 problems he attempted incorrectly. 33 he attempted correctly. So what is the total number of problems? These two. 81 is the total number of problems. 81 is the total problems. See, in conditionals, so like these are called conditionals, right? You need to understand one thing here, right? Statement 2, if z is correct, x is correct. This has established that x is correct. This means these statements automatically get indicated. X is correct, then y is incorrect. W is incorrect. If W is incorrect, then Y is correct. So this causality, this automatically gets connected. This is the property of conditional. We call it mathematical reasoning. This is 12th class NCERT mathematics chapter, one of the chapter in 12th class mathematics. You may not be knowing about these conditionals, how to connect these conditionals, and that is why you are not able to connect why this is correct. So this is the thing. Isha Gupta, I hope I am making yourself clear. I know you are disappointed because two of the problems that you have contested, this is not the problem. This was not the problem which was asked. So let me see. For 51, right? Yes, 51 was this problem. 1/3 less than x less than y less than 2. This is given. And then statement 1 was x plus 1/x is this. Right? This was statement 1. Statement 2 was this. 1 plus y square by y is less than 1 plus x square by x. Right? So see, if I take x as 0.2 and y as 0.5, so x plus 1/x becomes 0.2 plus 1 upon 0.2, that is 5.2. Y plus 1/y becomes 0.5 plus 2, that is 2.5. So this is an incorrect statement, right? You got the example. Now let's see this. This is essentially, if I take the square root inside, this is essentially this. which I can prove, right? See, if x is less than y, then automatically 1 by x is greater than 1 by y. Then 1 by x square is greater than 1 by y square. If these are positive numbers, just add 1 here, and this inequality comes, right? So this statement is correct, this is incorrect. In 51 problem, 2 only is correct, right? Yeah. Think and speak. I corrected that answer in the later part of this video. Problem number 26, he is facing north. Yes, you are correct. I have corrected it in the later part of the video. In the later part of the video, I have corrected it in problem number 26. Okay, perfect. Now, you need to measure exactly 298 liters of liquid using fixed measuring cylinders of capacity 1 liter, 6 liter, 25 liter and 100 liter. What is the minimum absolute number of times you must use these cylinders to measure the target volume? Now, it was not clear the problem. See, like the original problem, what did the original problem stated? Let me strictly tell you what was the original problem. What is the minimum number of times one needs to measure to get 298 liters of water from a tank if the measuring cylinder have the capacities 1 liter, 6 liter, 25 liter and 10 liter, 100 liter. So minimum was asked. So basically this can be done if 3 times I use 100 liter and 2 times I use 1 liter to remove the water. So now, see, like I need to take out 298 liters. I took 100 liter, 100 liter, 100 liter. Now I have 300 liters. And then since I have a 1 liter measuring task, I can measure 1 liter, take it out. I can measure 1 liter, take it out. So in total, I have used 5 times the measuring scale. But if only like you cannot take out the water as per, then to do it, how many times, what is the minimum absolute number of times you must use this cylinder? Let's see. 298, right? So 2 times you are using 100, then you are left with 98. 3 times you are using 25. Now you are left with 23. Then 5 times, 3 times you are using 6. How many is remaining now? 23. 6 times 3 and then 5. So 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. This way you get 13 times. This way you get 13 times. This way you get 13 times. Right? Right? So that is the thing. That is the language problem. Now I am reading out the exact, like from the paper, I am reading it out. Just listen to the statement, right? What is the minimum number of times one needs to measure to get 298 liters of water from a tank if the measuring cylinders have the capacity? So 298 liters of water from a tank. This means the tank had a lot of water. Out of that, 298 liters are to be taken out. Like this much water is to be taken out, right? So what is the minimum number that is required? See, in all honesty, the answer should be 5, but I have told you the logic of 13 as well. Majority of the people must have given the answer as 13 times, but logically the answer has to be 5, in my opinion. In my opinion, the answer has to be 5. Right? Right? In my opinion, the answer has to be 5. And I have told you the exact wordings, with the exact wordings. The interpretation of those wordings is that you have to measure 298 liters out of the lot of volume. So you have taken out 300 liters. Then out of the 300 liters that you have taken out, you are using 1 liter flask twice to get it out. Otherwise, the working of 13 is also here. Right? The working of 13 is also here. 13 times. How 13 times? With 13 times, how can you get 298 liters? This is also written here. Okay? Perfect. Yeah, now this is the one. You need to weigh out exactly 20 kg using standard physical weights of 1, 2, 3, 5 and 10 under the restriction that between 8 to 11 weights of 1 kg must be used. Included in the selection, how many distinct combinations can be achieved? So 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg. Now I am using 8, right? Then I can use 6. This will give me 20 kg. Or I can use 1 here and 1 here. See, 8 kg plus 2, 10, 10 plus 10. And with every this logic, I can get this also. So these are the 3. Now when I'm using 9, with rest of these weights, I have to measure 11 kg. Now you need to think here that 11 is an odd number. So you need to use exactly 1 weight of this. And once you have used 1, this becomes 14 kg. Now you have to measure 6 kg. You cannot use 10 kg, and this becomes the only option. With 10, again, you can use 1, twice, or 5 times this. With 11, again, you have to use it once. 11 plus 5 is this, 2, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is the correct answer. Proper hit and try. But if you had known the concept of even numbers, odd numbers, parity, then this is easily solvable. But again, this problem is specifically for math learners who are basically math people, right? Now, let X represent the number of small pieces obtained by making n straight cuts. Making 3 cuts along the axis of solid wooden cube yields identical smaller pieces. What is the value of X4 if the 4th cut is made parallel to one of the previous cuts? Now, this language is also incorrect, I think. What is the language of this problem? Let me see. Yes. See, a cut on a solid object divides the object into 2 parts, where the new surfaces thus produced are plane. On the other hand, one single cut can be used to cut more than one object at a time. In an experiment, the total number of pieces produced by applying n cuts is denoted by xn. The experiment is performed on a solid cube where pieces remain unmoved after each cut. In the experiment, if after the 3rd cut, the pieces are identical, it is written in this experiment, if after the 3rd cut, the pieces are identical, right? So, if the pieces are identical, this can be done only in one way, right? If you have made one cut like this, one cut like this, and one cut like this, right? So, you have 8 smaller pieces. I'm just making them here, right? Like, how do we imagine it? It is like this, right? So, like 8, you have to visualize this thing, right? Right? You have to visualize this thing. So, like in the front view will look like this, right? One cut was here, one cut was here. And the another cut is between. So, the top view will also look like this. The top view will also look like this, right? Now, if the 4th cut, so which of the following is not the possible value of x4? Now it is asking which value, which value is not the possible value of x4, right? Right? So this is one possibility. Now another possibility, see, like you cannot get 16 pieces. That's for sure. This is the only thing. You cannot get 16 pieces, right? Because at max you can get 8 pieces, and there is no cut involved, the 4th cut, with which you can generate 8 more cubes or 8 more pieces. You cannot generate 8 more pieces. So 16 is going to be the correct answer. All the rest option 5, 8, 12 I can generate. See, like with these 8 cubes, if I cut it from here, front 4 cubes will get converted into 8 pieces. And then I had 4 more pieces. So 12 is generated. Right? If I had cut it like this, see like 1 cut, 2 cut, and then 3rd cut. So see like this is the front view of the cube. 1 cut, 2nd cut, 3rd cut. So like these 4 are again identical pieces. If I cut them from here, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is also generated. Right? And see like if you have these cut, if I cut it like this, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So all these 3 options I have generated for you. So 16 is the correct answer. 16 cannot be the value of x4. This was a difficult one, right? This was a difficult one, very, very difficult one. In my opinion, this was a very, very difficult one. This was a very, very difficult one. This problem was very difficult one. Problem 34. The initial average x of the data set increases by 4 when a data point misread as 0 is corrected to its true value of 100. So see, x gets increased by 2x plus 4. Sum original sum was s upon n was x. Now s plus 100 upon n becomes x plus 4. So if you subtract them, 4 becomes 100 by n. So your number of students is 25. Right? Now, what is the statement written here? What is the statement written here for the 55 problem? Later, the score of another student was found to have been recorded as 81 in place of 56. Right? Now, see, your sum is now becoming 75. Because the entry which was misread as 81 is now corrected to 56. So there's a difference of 25. So you will subtract 25 here. So see, this becomes s by n plus 3. This was x. This is y. So y minus x is 3. 3 is the correct answer. 3 is the correct answer. Right? 3 is the correct answer. Okay. Now let's move on to the next problem. Let x, y, z be the distinct integers chosen from this. What is the difference between the maximum and minimum possible? To maximize it, take 5 into 4 plus 3. This is 23. To minimize, take it as 2 into 3 plus 4. 10. Difference is 13. Oh, 13 is not mentioned here in the option. Let me see the options. Let me see the correct options. The options were 11, 12, 13, 14. 11, 12, 13, 14. And 13 is the correct answer. 13 is the correct answer. Right? In problem number 59, 13 was the correct answer. Okay? 13 is the correct answer. The options were written incorrectly. Let's move on. Problem number 60. Variable y is directly proportional to x square and variable x is inversely proportional to z. When z is 7 by 25, it is observed that x equal to 5 and y equal to 50. Now just see here. When I say that x is inversely proportional to z, this means xz is constant. When I say y is directly proportional to x square, this means y is k times x square. Now let's see here. When z is 7 by 25, my x is 5 and y is 50. This gives me the value of k as 2. So y is 2x square. So if y is 98, my x becomes this, and the product of these two has to be same. So just exchange 7 and 5 here. So this becomes 5 by 25 and this becomes 1 by 5, which is the answer. 7 by 35 is also the answer, but I don't think this was the option. I don't think this was the option. Yes, this was not the option. 5 by 7 was the option. 5 by 7 was the option here. Right? So 1 by 5 is the correct answer. 1 by 5 is the correct answer in this problem. Okay. 1 by 5 is the correct answer. Okay, let's move on. Problem 63. Problem 63. Okay, so problem 63 is a toy T, his forward jump is of 5 feet and his backward jump is of 2 feet. This is what is written, right? In 31 jumps, so in 31 jumps, his net movement is 15 fits. This is written, 15 fits. So what we will do? Simply calculate these two. So 7x is 77, x is 11. So 11 forward jumps, 20 backward jumps. Right? So in total, 9 is the difference between the two jumps. 9 is the difference between the two jumps. This was asked. 9 is the difference between the two jumps. Okay. This was problem number 63. Now problem number 64, this was again interesting problem. Seating arrangement problem is what we call it. 8 people, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, sits around a round table. P and R are adjacent to Q. This means Q is here, P is here, R is here. Right? T and R are adjacent to S. This means S is here, T is here. That is how you place them. U and W are adjacent to V. S and W sit diametrically opposite. So S and W are sit diametrically opposite, and now it fits. U and W are adjacent to V. So it is UVW, right? So V will be here and U will be here now. Right? Starting from P, how many people must Q cross in a clockwise direction to reach W? I just have to see the statement again. 8%. If while going in the clockwise direction from the table P, one meets R before T, then how many person shall Q cross while moving in the clockwise direction before meeting W? So see, like, it is moving like this. How many person would it meet before W? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the correct answer. 5 is the correct answer. 5 is the correct answer of this. Okay. 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 Now, next problem. A conference tabletop measures 6 feet by 10 feet. Okay. Two rectangular design layouts, patches measuring 2.5. So just see, this is 6 by 10. Right? Determine the possible overlay. Two rectangular design layout patches measuring 2.5 by 8 are colored blue. Each patch shares exactly two sides in common. So see, like, it can be like this and like this. And for this, I just have to multiply it by 2. Basically, the mirror image, right? This will also be the case. And the another case is this. If you draw it like this, then you will have like this. Okay. So 2 plus 2, 4. 4 cases are there. 4 tabletop designs are possible in this case. 4 tabletop designs are possible in this case. 4 tabletop designs are possible in this case, in my opinion, right? This should be the answer. Now, study the given string pattern configuration, assuming a regular repeating sequence structure of A and B fills the blank denoted by X. What are the missing characters at 7th and 8th positions? Now, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So in total, 15 is the string possible. Now, I can have 5 length repeated twice. So let's assume like this. So then this is see like AXBAB. So it should be A, X becomes B, AABAB, right? So again, just write it like this. If it fits, it fits, it fits, it fits. So this is the right answer. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What is the pattern here? BB. So this was a simpler problem. This was a very simple problem. This was a very simple problem. Everybody would have got it. Everybody would have got it. Right? Now, moving on to the 41st problem. Consider the mathematical identity equation. If n is a positive whole integer that is not divisible by 10, what is the value of exponent? Very simple problem. Let's factorize this. This is 75 to the power 25. This gives me this. Now, this is 3 to the power 25. This is 5 square. So, this becomes 5 to the power 50. So, let's keep on writing this. In the same logic, 25 to the power 32 is 5 to the power 64. 32 is 2 to the power 5. And 30 to the power 75 becomes 2 to the power 5 to the power 75. 5 and 75 gets multiplied. So, this becomes 375. This becomes 375. Right? So, now, how do I get 10? I get 10 by using one power of 2 and another power of 3, another power of 5. So, this becomes 10 to the power 114. So, this becomes n into 1000 into 10 to the power m. So, m becomes 111. M becomes 111. 111 is the correct answer. The options are incorrect. The options were not these. Options is 111. Right? Right? 111 is the correct answer. 111 is the correct answer. Okay? Perfect. Perfect. Now, problem number 70. Problem number 70. Right? The speed of train T is 100 km per hour and a person P is running along the track side at 400 km per hour. The train crosses person P completely in 15 seconds when moving in same direction. How many seconds does it take to travel in opposite direction? This is a very simple problem. Again, concept of relative speed. When both of them are moving together, their relative speed becomes 96 km per hour. Right? So, this is L is the length of train. This is the time they will take, which is actually equal to 15 seconds. Right? Right? So, when they are moving towards each other, their relative speed becomes 104. So, this becomes 8, 12 and 30. So, this becomes 180 upon 30, which is 13.85 seconds. 13.85 seconds. Right? 13.85 seconds. This is the correct answer of problem number 70. Problem number 70. Right? Now, let's use this. Let's use this. X and Y are distinct real numbers. X and Y real number, which variable is larger? Right? Which of them is bigger? Can we deterministically say this? X square less than Y less than 1. Right? So, if, see like X is 0.1 and Y is 4, Y is 0.2, then Y is greater than X. If X is, in fact, X is 0.3, right? Then also this condition will satisfy. So, in this case, X is greater than Y. If X is 0.1, Y is 0.2, then also this is satisfied, right? So, in this case, Y is greater than X. So, this is, we cannot use this, right? Now, Y is less than root X, less than 1. See, Y is less than root X, less than 1, right? Less than 1. So, if Y is greater than 0, then your y square is less than x, which gives me x greater than y. Let's write it. Right? So assume y to be 0.2 and x 0.09. So then your root x becomes 0.3, and in this case y is greater than x. Right? In this case y is greater than x. If y is any negative number, y is 4, x is 4, then your x is greater than y. So this is again not helping. But if I use this statement in entirety, right, then my y becomes positive. See, if I'm using this, then my y becomes positive, then my y is becoming positive, right? So y is greater than x square and y is less than root x, right? So can I say that y is greater than x? Because like, see, like in this case, your y was greater than x in this case. So do you have a case in which x is greater than y? When you take x to be 0.3, yes. So again, in this case also, both the, so like all these are very, very difficult. Even after using these two, you are not able to conclude which one is correct. You are getting both type of things. X is greater than y and y is greater than x. Both types. So in my opinion, this was a very difficult again. Very, very difficult problem. Right? So this again in this, insufficient together. Right? The answer is going to be D again. Now, let x and y be integers. Is x an even number? The product expression, this is even. The sum expression is an odd integer. See, like obviously these two are not, like these two individually cannot answer this thing. Because see, like if y is even, then x is immaterial. If here also, if like this is an odd integer, so x square plus y square has to be even. So x and y, if x is odd and y is odd, both of them can be even. The sum of them will be even. And if they are even, then also their sum will be even. But if both of these are correct, then if I add them, see, this is odd, this is even, this becomes odd, and this can be factorized as this. You can see this can be factorized like this. And if this is odd, then this will be odd and this will be odd. Product of two odd integers can only be odd. If there is any even, then the product will be even. So if this is odd, 1 plus x square is odd, so x square has to be even, and then x has to be even. Right? So in this case, your answer will be C. Both statements together. Both together necessary. The answer will be C in this particular problem. Problem number 73. Right? Overall CSAT paper was like, say, like this made it very difficult. Like problem number 71 to 75 made it very, very difficult. Right? Because lot of people must have done a negative in this. So sum of any two elements chosen from T, see, like set X contains odd numbers, Y contains even number. T is a set containing elements from X or Y. Is every element of set from Y? This is asked. See, the sum of any elements from set T is always even. Any odd. So this can be when there are two odds or two evens. So this means either it has all elements from X or all elements from Y. This statement gives me this possibility. Now, the expression P minus 1 into Q is an even integer for elements. So see, like if all the elements are from X, then P minus 1 will become even and this will become even. Right? If both of them are from Y, so both of them are even, this becomes odd, this still becomes even. So this and both of them tells me that elements are from either from X or from Y. It does not deterministically tell me that it is directly from only Y. So again, insufficient together. Insufficient together. Right? Insufficient together. Right? Now, let x, y, z be positive integer strictly greater than 1 if is variable x a prime number. So you can write it as 29 into 2 square equal to 116. So this becomes x 29 and y is 2. So this definitely tells me this thing. Xz 261. This gives me 29 into, oh no, 29 into 9. So this cannot tell me anything, right? So this is correct. One of the statement is correct and the other is not required. So this was problem number 75. This was problem number 75. Now, given the simultaneous linear 78 problem number 78. Given the simultaneous linear equation, a plus b plus c plus d equal to 17, a plus c equal to 6. So this gives me b plus d equal to 11, right? Now, p plus q plus s plus d is 50, p plus q plus r plus b equal to 17. Now, given p equal to r and q equal to s. So, p plus q and s, 2q plus d is 15, 2p plus q equal to b equal to 17. Add these two. So this gives me 3 times p plus q plus b plus d is 32. B plus d is 11. So this gives me 3 times p plus q is 21, p plus q is 7. Now what is given? What is given to me? B plus d is greater than p plus q. Yes, this is correct. B plus d is less than p plus q. No. So this is correct, right? Now, what was written in this particular case? Let me check. Actually, the correct option was not this. Correct option, like, see, like this was given like this, and then option B was correct, which was given like this: a plus c greater than p plus q. Sorry, p plus q greater than a plus c, which is the case. See, like p plus q is 7, a plus c is 6. This is correct. Right? Yeah, we will get to it. We will get to it, guys. Now, how many unique words arrangements can be formed by rearranging the letters of the word Q under the strict constraint condition that every letter Q must be immediately followed by the letter U? So, see, like you make a block like this and then E, U, E, and this is fixed. So, see, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 arrangement is done by 4 factorial, and then these two are identicals. So the answer will be 12. Now, this is a proper JEE problem. It can be asked in JEE only. If you have studied it, like you can actually leave it. It is a waste of time. Lot of effort will go into learning these type of concepts. So you can might as well skip it, and this was a skippable problem. Right? Right? Now the last problem. Right? So like this is the 50th problem which I am discussing. 3 athletes X, Y, and Z execute triple jumps of length 4, 6, and 5 respectively. They all land precisely on a specific distance mark of 199 feet. How many times will all these athletes land simultaneously on the exact same distance marks between the range 195 to 100,000? So basically it's a LCM problem, right? 4, 5, 6. What is the LCM of these two? These three. 4, 5 is 20, 60. 60 is the LCM, right? So what is it saying is, see, like at 199 mark, they landed. At 259, they will land again. Because see, like they are jumping like kangaroos. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. 259, 319, so on. Right? So basically it's an AP. This is the total number of jumps, and this I have to make it less than 1000. So 60Q less than, let's assume it to be 200, 800. So Q less than 13 point something. So 13 times is the total number of jumps. 13 times is the total number of jumps, right? So in my opinion, some of the problems made this paper very, very difficult, especially the last part of it. First, like we saw first out of the 50 problems, 20-25 problems were doable. And that is what I told you in the session also. In the one shot which I took, in which I solved the papers, I told you which which questions to skip. I specifically told you there are certain lengthy problems which are to be skipped. We saw those problems here also. But there were some low-hanging fruits as well. Very easy problems, easy to think, easy to understand. You should pick and choose, right? For 2027 aspirant, it is my guidance that you learn everything, but then understand how to pick these problems, because 33% in a paper like this is also a task. Okay. Okay. Now, I'll just ask the team to take it over for the next part of the session. Right? So where's my CSAT team? Just a second. Yeah, Bhavita, like I'm done here. So what do I have to do? I guess Chetan sir will take over, right? Okay, okay. So I'll just end the stream, right? I'm just stopping the stream. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, guys, that is it from our side. Chetan sir will be solving it tomorrow. I have solved 50 problems, and my opinion is that this paper was at par with the last year paper. Maybe a bit tad more difficult because of the perception of the paper one, which was very, very lengthy. And hence, I would like to simply tell that it is going to be taxing to clear this paper also. But I hope you do, so that your paper one is evaluated. And we will definitely think on launching a full year course. Meanwhile, what you can do, you can comment right after the end of this video. You can comment what type of course you would require for CSAT preparation. Also, one more thing, guys, like our courses are starting in for 2027, for 2028. In the initially, I showed you the slide. You can use code PJ Live to subscribe, and then you will be able to access all the batches: English, Hindi, every type of batches you will be able to access. Let's crack it. All the best.